Hello guys, it's me again. So today join me uh, in repotting my orchids that I bought from Norman's Orchids. So I'm gonna start with this orchid right here. So I believe it's two or three, or this is a species orchids by the way, and I believe two or three of them came from Philippines. One is from Mindoro, and I forgot where the other one, but so you can see they're potted in sphagnum moss. I don't like sphagnum moss. And also that way you can check the roots, make sure there's no rotting in here. So just very carefully to not damage the roots here. Yeah, if you can see right here, the middle, there's rotted already. So because excess water, too much water for orchids, they don't like it. They like moist, but not too much water. I'm just gonna cut the dead roots here with my scissors. So before you use your scissors, you just make sure you sanitize it with alcohol. That's just to prevent spreading of disease on orchids. Okay, so that's good now. I'm using the bark mixture that I made earlier. That's why I like working outside, because it's very messy. Hello, I'm just gonna continue on my potting video. If you can see here, it's nighttime, it's dark. I have to finish this because I will be busy with work and school, so tonight is the only time I can do this. So I'm gonna finish it tonight. So that's why I like to repot them as soon as I get them, because I mean that's your preferences, but that's just the way I want to do it, because that way I can see the roots, what's the status of the roots. And especially if you get a orchid that is blooming, you know, you don't want to touch it, you don't want to repot it. But for me, if I know that, if I can see that the media that it is in is terrible, I'd rather lose the flower than the whole plant. I don't want to wait when it's too late, that it's hard to save the plant already. And I've been doing that ever since. I never wait to repot for the bloom to be done. So if you can see, there's not a lot of roots in this one. And again, I'm just gonna cut the dead roots. Seems like this is an old orchid, as you can see there's a lot of, so this is not a young orchid that started from a keiki. I don't know if you can see that. So with hybrid orchids and species orchids, they might look different. Their roots look different. They are not well, they are green, but they're not like grayish. They are darker color. You can see here. So the leaves are different because this is a species. They're not hybrids. You can see. I see some new root growth right here, which is good. Now some people spray hydrogen peroxide before they repot. So I never done that actually. Maybe it depends if your orchids are sick, but with me, if the orchids are sick, it's diseased, there's a lot of disease or pest, I will spray a neem oil spray. That's kind of 3-in-1, you know, neem oil. They are for pesticide, fungicide, so they cover a lot. Maybe this one, yeah, just because this is a big orchid, I want to use a big pots. And what I do also, I try to spread the roots. Like I want the roots on the side of the pots, not in the middle. So that way, I don't know, the roots kind of doesn't like the middle of the pots. They kind of tend to like the side of the pots. So I'm just gonna be using my orchid medium right here that I made. If you watch the video that I did, you can go ahead. And then I just try to kind of wiggle it. That's so every nook and cranny have some medium. Yeah, different people have different way of growing orchids. So this is how I grow my orchids. Okay, so that's it. Hopefully this will bloom in the fall or winter or spring. I don't bury the crown, you know, you can see. So that's also to prevent crown rot. You don't want water to stay in the crown. I only bury the roots. Where I don't know if you can see that from here. It's right here. The roots are right here. That's the crown. So don't pot your orchids like up here. You know, just the roots is fine. And that's done for this. So the grower likes planting the orchids in sphagnum moss. So let's say for transit, for this orchid actually came from California, and I don't know how, at least 3 days transit anyway. So with those 3 days or more, the sphagnum moss actually keep the orchids alive and hydrated, not dry. So that's how they do it. But if in a home environment, I don't like. Maybe some people sphagnum moss works great for them, but it's not for me. This one, the sphagnum moss is not very compact. I had some orchids before that the sphagnum moss is very compact, and it's very hard to get rid of the sphagnum moss in the roots, but this one is not really that compact, which is good. It's easy to work with. This one, there's a lot of dead roots here, so I'm going to cut them. So I also tried before, I have tried using just bark for my orchids. It dry out so fast too. So what I did, that's what I did, mixture. I mixed bark with sphagnum moss and charcoal. So charcoal is very good with orchids because I don't know if you guys know, if somebody swallowed a poison or something toxic, what the doctor does, they make the patient swallow a charcoal, a medical grade one. It's formulated for that. It's not the charcoal that I use right now, you know. So it is a charcoal to absorb the toxin from the body, from the gut or from the stomach. So in plants, charcoal is very good too. It is like an organic fertilizer. The only thing is you're not gonna burn your orchids. And also the charcoal absorb toxin from the environment. Okay, so I think that's it for that. And I'm not sure if this is fragrant phalaenopsis orchids, because some of them have fragrance. They smell very good, especially the species one. But for this, I'm not sure if they have a scent, really, the flower. So I guess we'll know if they bloom. Alright, so I'm just gonna hold it like that and pour in my mixture. Okay. And then I'll do the other side right there. So growing orchids that came from the Philippines, they kind of make me feel at home, you know. Because I came from Philippines. I wish I can find an orchid from Iloilo, because that's where I came from. There you go. That's the name right here. There. 2 more to go. This one is very dry. So the sphagnum moss, this one, I'm gonna recycle that. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna bake it in 200-degree oven. I'm not sure if it's gonna burn or not, but we'll see. Or I can boil it. But anyway, yeah, so I'll try to put those in the oven. This one only have few roots, and most of the roots are dead. Like it's probably like only have like 3. Like I said, The sphagnum moss right here, I'm gonna reuse that. I am just going to put them in the oven, maybe 200 degrees to sanitize them and kill unnecessary bugs or diseases. Yeah, so this one is very small, if you see. But I'm going to take care of it and make it big. So for this, because there's only small roots, I can use a small pot right here. Let's see. So I am very excited because we are in the process of renovating a home that we're going to move in, and I already plan where my orchids goes and my plants, so they have a spot already for them. I am so excited, and I'm gonna keep you updated. I know the addiction is real, the struggle is real. So that's done, and last one to go. So what I do too sometimes, if it's raining and I'm at home, I collect rainwater for my orchids and use it to water them, because rainwater are good for orchids. I wish I can take them all outside when it's raining, but that's just bothersome. It's okay maybe if I only have few, 2-3 orchids, but I have a lot, and I can't afford to take them in and out the house. So after I repot this, I'm going to quarantine these orchids because I just got this from Norman's Orchids. Because the first time I bought some orchids from them, there's some bugs, mainly bugs, orchid bugs or pests, and good thing I quarantined them. But so far, the first batch, I repotted them too as soon as I got them, and so far right now they're doing great. I'm going to do a video and update on that. Like I said, if you buy any orchids online or groceries, you have to quarantine them because you don't want to risk of spreading diseases or bugs into your other plants or orchids. This one, I can say that the roots are healthy. They're green, nice and green. There's not a lot of dead roots in this one, which is good. So this pot, the one that I'm using, I got that from Amazon as well. I like it because there's holes on the sides to kind of provide air or aeration to the roots, to the orchids. I mean, orchids lives in the trees and they like air. They like ventilation. So in the wild, actually in the Philippines, we plant phalaenopsis, the species orchids. We actually in the Philippines, I haven't seen a lot of hybrid phalaenopsis, only the species. But species are beautiful too, and we plant them outside. The rain you know, and everything. And how come they don't die of root rot, right? So the answer to that is, I think, because of ventilation. You know, there's ventilation, there's air that dries them out fast outside than inside a house. So I think that's the reason why. And also, when you plant orchids outside, kind of their immune system, it's like, you know, I think it's like us. If your body introduced to other bacteria, your immune system build up, right? So the same thing with orchids. They are exposed outside to the environment and other organism, bacteria, the good bacteria. So that's why they are very healthy outside without any intervention, really. Alright, I'm almost done, and the bugs are eating me alive out here. So I'm just gonna tapping it in the side, so every nook and cranny have media on it. Okay. I'm excited for them to bloom soon. I can't wait. Alright, so I think I'm done. Okay. Well, thank you for watching. And don't forget to like and subscribe.